Live, and Afghanistan have played out their full 50 overs, and credit to them for standing up to the South African bowling lineup. We saw the likes of Gerald Katsia once again trouble all the batters with his pace, 149.9 kmph, tailing reverse swinging Yorkers in Keshav Maharaj Gail, Kagiso Rabada slightly off colour, Lungi Ngidi being Lungi Ngidi himself. So 244 all out thanks to a magnificent 97 from Azmatullah Omarzai. Could have become the second Afghan player after Ibrahim Zadran to have scored a century in this World Cup. But unfortunately not meant to be. You could see the disappointment in the Afghan camp that he should have gotten 100. But yes, 97 very good runs, good last over by Kagiso Rabada, and that's meant South Africa have to chase 245. And if you look at a previous 245 run chase, which was in 43 overs against the Netherlands, they flopped in that. And to add to their concerns, Temba is not fit. He was not there in the field for some time because I think he suffered an injury or something.
While he put in the dive?
I think so, yes. Because of that, Temba is not fit.
Well, is that really a concern given his recent form? I mean,
well, they did
he's an anchor. You'll want him in this kind of
But he's been getting out early.
They played a couple of games, remember, without him when he was down with illness.
Yeah, then Reza Hendricks coming in.
Reza Hendricks came in, and I'm not too sure if they missed Temba Bavuma, the batter, too much because he's not been doing much with the bat anyway.
I mean, Temba Bavuma at this point should consider switching over to tennis. Because the Davis Cup has non-playing captains, no? Doesn't work in cricket.
And he could be Dinesh Chandimal. I mean, Chandimal also relinquished the captaincy midway through the World T20. Told Lasith Malinga, you take it please. And also because he was behind the over rate also, that's why he missed a ban. Malinga took over. Boy, the captaincy was next level and Sri Lanka went on to win the tournament. But yes, talking about how the Afghan batters really fared. I mean, it was a good start from Ibrahim Zadran and Rahmanullah Gurbaz yet again. Ever since, I don't know, for the past 4 to 5 games, he's looked to be aggressive but has gotten out cheaply. Ibrahim Zadran, on the other hand, was due a failure because of the law of averages. Same with Rahmat Shah, same with Hasmatullah Shaidi. And if you look at it, Omarzai was the only guy holding the entire team together. And 244 would not have been possible had it not been for a superb partnership with Noor Ahmed. 44 runs. Noor Ahmed played better than some of the top order batters. The way how he dug out the Yorker from Gerald Katsia, and that's why it is a very tricky total, I mean. It's not a typical Ahmedabad flatbed. It's not a featherbed. I think South Africa might find it a bit tricky considering you're again countering 4 spinners.
And you're chasing. Remember, that's not the strong suit anyway.
Exactly.
So, and since, you know, what we saw, Afghanistan get some purchase, especially, beg your pardon, you saw Keshav Maharaj and, you know, get some purchase from this wicket. Who's to say that the Afghanistan bowlers will not? If they are to get some purchase, let's say, they could really make this very, very tricky total for South Africa to chase.
And imagine Quinton de Kock starting off against spin. He's always been vulnerable, and we had pointed out in the previous shows that perhaps starting off with a spinner is not such a bad idea for Quinton de Kock. Because if he gets going, then this game will be over in double quick time. That's the way we look at it.
The advantage Afghanistan have is not only they have 4 spinners, but they also have an opening spin bowler, Mujib.
So 3 chases we've seen from South Africa so far. This will be the 4th one now. Looking at how things have panned out for them, they huffed and puffed against Pakistan, winning by just 1 wicket. They struggled awfully against Netherlands, beg your pardon. And of course against India, didn't even get to 100.
They were woeful.
So again, but today I feel, you know, if you just talk about if they can really get there, and it's been not an ideal sort of a scenario for them or an ideal record that they have while chasing. Today I think that script could change a bit. Today you could see, I just have a feeling today you'll see them chase this total down, and I must thank Shivam for getting me water. So yeah, it's going to be tricky, but I do expect South Africa today to be able to chase this down, albeit there'll be a fight from Afghanistan, I'm sure of that.
There is an interesting symmetry when you look at your 4 teams. See, because of this score of 244, Afghanistan are officially out of the semi-final race. Official. They cannot qualify for the semi-finals because they needed to win by 438 runs. And this is not even half of that. So, well, South Africa are looking at ensuring that they avoid their chasing blues, because remember, as Harshit pointed out, they have had 3 chases, 2 woeful chases against Netherlands and India, and one they somehow huffed and puffed their way against Pakistan.
Even Pakistan, they were 1 decision away from kind of losing that match.
Exactly. Oof. That was terrible. But there is an interesting symmetry, did you observe, between the top 4 teams that's there? Now you can safely say that New Zealand are your 4th team, because who's the top team? India. South Africa are 2nd, lost to the top team.
Jesus, okay.
No worries. Okay. South Africa lost to the top team, which was India. Australia lost to the number 1 and the number 2 side. South Africa.
Yeah.
New Zealand have lost to the number 1, number 2 and number 3 side.
So they're basically all where they deserve to be.
Yes. So India are the top team, unbeaten. South Africa didn't beat the top team, they're 2nd. Australia didn't beat South Africa and India, number 3. New Zealand didn't beat India, South Africa or Australia. They are number 4. It's a very interesting symmetry that we have had in this kind of World Cup situation. And remember, as far as thrillers are concerned, you've traditionally, I think, looking at it, you've had 4 thrillers. 4 thrillers, you may say Afghanistan versus Australia, that was a thriller. Although you know that the chase was done in 46.5.
Yeah, but it was still a thriller.
Pakistan versus South Africa, that was a thriller. Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. Hey, it did become a bit
It became tense, but I don't think it was ever out of Bangladesh's hands.
You really think so? You thought?
Yeah.
Okay. Then Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah, that was a thriller.
So these three and a half thrillers that you may say.
So you've had 3 thrillers in what, 42 games?
Yeah, 42 games. We don't know about this one. Maybe this can also be a thriller, considering if South Africa pull off a Glenn Maxwell-like situation, although I don't know who will that be. Because if this pitch is giving you turn, like Keshav Maharaj, I mean, if you look at his figures, can you just look at what was Keshav Maharaj's figures? I think it was some 1 for...
He's got 2 wickets.
He's got 2 wickets. 2 for 25.
Exactly.
Man, oh man. If Keshav Maharaj can get this kind of a purchase, and you've got Noor, you've got Rashid, you've got Mujib, you've got Nabi. Imagine, and maybe that intimidation factor of Glenn Maxwell also might not be there.
They might trust him.
Then maybe they can put the pressure on South Africa, and maybe Heinrich Klaassen can be the one individual.
Because he's probably the best player to spin in the middle overs. He's probably that one player who I think would need to play a key knock, assuming the openers falter.
Yeah, and I don't know if Temba will be opening, because I think since he was out for a certain time, I think he may immediately not be able to come to open. That's why you saw Markram also bolted, because Lungi Ngidi also suffered an injury. And again, I don't understand. Why are you having a Ngidi? Okay. But again, this is the Shardul Thakur conundrum. When I look at the Shardul Thakur conundrum, is 8.32 for 69 and an economy rate of 8.10 in a total of 244? He's got you 2 wickets, 2 for 69.
Yeah.
Is it acceptable?
See, in the case of Shardul, I'll still take that. You know why? Because he gives me something with the bat.
Ngidi
is a pure bowler.
Also, thing with Shardul, I don't know. He's got a knack of taking big wickets. He doesn't just, get away or get wickets or tail enders for you. He'll get you Steve Smith.
He's a partnership breaker also.
Exactly. He's such a mercurial fellow and unpredictable that you don't know what you're getting with him. One thing you're sure of is a lot of runs, but then it could be 2 wickets, 3 or even 4 at times. So you never know about Shardul. And yes, as Shane said, with the bat, yes, he is somebody who can give you about 15, 20 on an average sort of a day. That's his average, let's say. Can give you a little more as well if he goes bonkers, but that's the thing with him.
So, okay, they are all showing Pakistan's NRR. They still are expecting. By the way, Babar Azam has a master plan for combating the NRR. Okay, it's like we have to play aggressively. We need to play, but it has to be calculated. And the only person who can do that is Fakhar Zaman.
He's basically just given away his entire game plan, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he stated the obvious.
He said things like, there are funnier things that have happened in cricket. It's never over till it's over. And
someone schooled him in cliches clearly.
Andhadhun batting. That's what he mentioned.
Andhadhun batting, and Fakhar will be the key. If he can bat for 20-30 overs, we can get to whatever target.
Okay. So, if Pakistan make 300, England have to be bowled out for 12. If Pakistan have to chase 300, it has to be done in 6.1 overs.
So, I mean, I know funnier things have happened, but come on now.
I mean, the press conference of Babar Azam reminded me of the dialogue from that film 123. Okay, there is this gangster called Dimelo Yadav. Okay, he is giving off this dialogue. Alberts, एक ऐसा bombs बना जो फटे.
Bombs bana.
एक ऐसा bombs बना जो फटे.
Okay.
That's the obvious thing. A bomb is meant to explode. Same. You have to play calculate aggressive cricket. Duh. Where was that 8 matches before? And the same cliches, the same thing and all that. It's not happening. See, Afghanistan had done the 438 runs. They're not even got to 244.
Correct.
By the way, Pakistan's highest ever ODI score is 399 for 1 against Zimbabwe in Bulawayo, where Fakhar Zaman hit 210.
Make your own Zimbabwe jokes.
But Zimbabwe posted 155 even in that. And this is Zimbabwe we are talking about. England, I am sure, can do over 255.
I mean, England, even in this state, will probably get 150 if they get those many runs. It's not like they'll get all out for 15, right?
I know.
No full member team. Are you hoping on saying that stranger things have happened? We'll get out for 15 runs.
No, not happening. Come on.
Not happening.
Even I'm putting it this way: England, even if they lose, which is a real possibility, they're not losing by that margin.
Yeah, I know.
It'll probably be halfway there, which means Pakistan's hopes are done.
Done.
So
just like how Afghanistan's hopes are done, it says an E now into their thing also, eliminated. They can't win by 438 runs.
if you only have 244 on the board,
That E is just there. You just need to just rub it a little, and you'll see that E visible over there. It's just there. Just a little bit of dust on it right now.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why Pakistan's Qudrat Ka Nizam course has been done. It's finished. It's over. It is. I like that one graph that is there. I mean, India are happily driving the bus. South Africa and Australia are beaming. New Zealand's just, on the edge there, and Pakistan and Afghanistan are just staring into the abyss with disappointment. That's a very good graphic that's been made. Kane Williamson's just about to board the bus. They need 1 or 2 results going there, but yeah, Williamson's boarded the bus. They're making the trip to Mumbai. Simple, as simple as that. India versus New Zealand on 15 November in Mumbai. It's happening. 16 November is South Africa versus Australia.
Kolkata.
That you're talking about revenge. Their revenge saga goes deeper. South Africa versus Australia started in 1999, and there has been no closure to that. If they win against Australia on 16th, then it will bring closure. Otherwise, it won't. That C word will forever be associated with them in that sense. So, Afghanistan, they have a good chance. I had picked Afghanistan to win, by the way. Shane had picked South Africa. Looking at the spinners and looking at maybe South Africa might not be that competent against spin.
I'd want Afghanistan again. This result will mean very little to both the teams. But I would want Afghanistan, let's say, to go on a high, leave on a high. They've done so good this whole tournament.
Yeah.
Imagine coming into the tournament at the back of a 2019 tournament in which you didn't win a single match of the 9 games that you played.
Oh, you won all. No? You won 3 of them.
No, Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, yeah. Afghanistan.
So yeah, I just want to see them leave on a high. They've done good enough, let's say, to keep themselves alive. They've done very well in the sense to keep themselves alive, not just mathematically but realistically. People had then started to talk about them being in the top 4. Yes, again, South Africa, Australia were the 2 teams that they had to play. They were like, it's going to be difficult.
But they almost got Australia. Almost. Had that catch been taken, it was their game.
Yeah.
But I will say, I think a win here would mean a lot more to South Africa because they're going into the semis. Look, they lost 1 game to India. It was a bad loss, but no shame losing to the hosts and probably favourites. I think you'd want to be going or taking some winning momentum now into the semis. So if I'm South Africa, I look at that and say, nah, listen, we need to get this win. You do not want to be entering a semi against Australia of all teams with 2 back-to-back losses. It's just the worst momentum to be
one
having.
of which would be an 83 all out.
Yes. And they're showing the stat, like Quinton de Kock versus off-spin, his average is less than 30. And that's why if you look at it, Mohammad Nabi, with the skid that he may get in the nighttime conditions with not that much of dew, might not be a bad idea. Because De Kock, a left armer with the ball going away, it's a good thing. If Nabi can, because Nabi got only 2 overs against Australia and he was carted around by Glenn Maxwell. So that's why, that's the situation. So, can South Africa chase it down? I somehow don't know. I have my doubts whether they can chase it.
I still think they can, but I think it will be like maybe a 5 or 4 wicket win. It will go a little deep. Because I don't think.
Have the same feeling.
Because I don't think this is a typical Ahmedabad pitch, so it's definitely not that flat batter's paradise. There's something in it for the spinners.
Are we going to see flat batting paradises in the semi-final and the final?
Yes, 100%.
Flat, absolutely. It's like a bowling machine only can get you wickets. It's like that.
Possible.
Possible. Okay. So, Afghanistan 244 all out, and because of that, South Africa, their batting order, which has been firing for them up until the India game, they will now be looking to make amends for that. Heinrich Klaassen, Rassie van der Dusen, David Miller, looking at the shots that each of them played, looking at the misjudgment, it seemed like with South Africa team had come in Kolkata. That's the problem. So, oh my goodness. Okay. Let's take some questions, please. Why do I get spam calls? Why? Okay, so no fan. This thing, super chats will come later. Okay, okay, Dex is saying Babar Azam planning and plotting so much about the what if England win the toss and bat first. Dex, if England win the toss and bat first, there it is, eliminated right on the spot.
Then Johnny Bairstow may as well, with his decision, start singing the song "Nana Nana Hey Hey Goodbye" to Pakistan. That's sorry, boss. We gave you no hope only. We win the toss. We choose to bat first.
Yep. Indeed. KK, if Pak qualify, then England will not qualify in CT 2020. England knows this. But then see, looking at the way how they beat Netherlands, I think they are safe. England are safe. See, it is hosts +7. So whoever are the remaining 7 teams, the only teams who are in big danger are Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Netherlands.
Yeah, the only time that top 7, top 8 thing would come into contention was if Pakistan was finishing lower.
Yeah.
If they were finishing 9th and 10th, then it was top 7. But Pakistan right now are comfortably on course for a top 8 finish. Yeah. So it will be the first 7 teams there after them. So top 8, England at this point, unless they are absolutely hammered, are pretty much secured Champions Trophy qualification. That win against Netherlands has ensured it.
I mean, look at it. We are in a World Cup. We are focusing on Champions Trophy qualification.
Yeah, I personally thought they'd go with rankings or something. That would have made more sense.
Yeah, I mean, there was a thing, yes, that also, West Indies, why they couldn't qualify, because at a certain cut-off time,
yeah,
they were outside the top 8.
December 18, 16th of the preceding year, things like that, you know. Again, this year I think would have been much earlier, because June you were playing the qualifiers, so
again, it was March. March was the cut-off time where you had to, and that is why I remember South Africa had to win against the Netherlands so that they could secure qualification. Yeah. Now they are in the semi-final is all thanks to what the South African team has achieved at this point. Yeah. So that's why, look, only 3 teams, and tomorrow if Bangladesh suffer a massive loss, then I think they are not making it to CT 2025. That means Sri Lanka by the skin of their teeth would have gone through.
Correct.
Just by the skin of their teeth.
Awesome says that it's a good week to bat on. However, when South Africa chase, win percentage is only 50% in 2023. Rassie van der Dusen struggles a lot against spinners. Bavuma's form is a cause of worry. The top order should give a good start.
Exactly. As mentioned, 1 loss to India, 1 loss to Netherlands is actually less than 50% just in this World Cup alone. 33%.
There's only Markram actually when you talk about that spin threat who can really...
Klaassen.
And
De Kock, if he stays.
But not against off spinners, we just read that stat. So again, De Kock again, he'll be trying to make as much as possible, you know, of the new ball, let's say, and when the pacers are bowling at him in those first few overs, though I expect very soon, let's say in about 4 or 5 overs for the first spinner to be deployed.
Not even that, 2 overs.
Yeah,
they start with Fazal Haq, and then the person, Naveen, and then the person who shares is more often than not Mujib.
Yeah.
Then Azmat might be your first change from
There's no Farooqi today.
No, then
you're only having 2 pacers, Azmatullah Omarzai and Naveenul Haq.
And Azmat normally bowls in the middle overs.
First change, if you look at it, maybe. So that's why, although don't be surprised if Afghanistan stick to convention and they operate with Azmatullah and Naveen.
But their convention actually is Mujib. Yeah. Mujib has pretty much been their new ball bowler. Yep. That's their convention. And that's true even if they play 3 spinners.
Correct. Any other further questions?
I think we're good.
If Netherlands versus India become washout, Harry Tector saying they will qualify to CT 2025. Actually, yes.
Yeah.
If
Because then they'll get
Netherlands-
5 points.
Yes.
You're right, Harry.
Oh boy. That's the thing. But I don't think there is a washout. There is clear weather on 12th in Bengaluru. So, or your worst of the weather is over on the 10th. Today, it's over. The weather has come to Delhi.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, I know. Shreyansh Pudipatti, Kirsten 2011 or Dravid 23. If India wins, who would have the bigger role to win? Shreyansh, we'll answer that question once we have crossed the big bridge on November 19th. Because first they have to go past New Zealand on November 15th, which I think they will. Then maybe you will have a India-Australia confrontation in the final. So let's see how that happens. KK, by losing 287 runs, it is not possible to England is in top 8. England will have more NRR -2. So if Pakistan is qualifying, England will not qualify in CD 2025. See, if Pakistan make this 287 run win, England will not qualify. Their net run rate will dip
That way, sure.
that way.
But again-
Correct. That's the situation that's there. So
But I don't see that happening. A 287 run loss? No.
It's like a hypothetical scenario to a hypothesis anyway.
I know.
So,
See, Pakistan can make 287. Total team.
Then you will have to bowl them out for 0.
That's what Akram stated, no? Lock the entire team in the dressing room.
They all
Every
get
guy
timed
timed out. That's it. Who will
Yeah.
make 287 runs?
Boot chori kar lo, tire puncture kar do. You'll have to do all
By the
that.
way, one guy did become timed out because he couldn't get to the stadium. Waterlogging in the road. He couldn't get, that's why he was timed out. One guy was so engrossed in talking with the opposition manager, he got timed out. Devashish Mohanty, this was Devashish Mohanty's time. Odisha was, I don't know which was the other team. It was Hemulal Yadav. Hemulal Yadav was talking to one manager in the boundary rope. People were getting out. He was in his own world, talking so much with him. Devashish Mohanty felt, okay, he's not coming out. He appealed. He said, everybody's out. I didn't know. So Hemulal Yadav also became out, timed out. In, I think it was 1997 Ranji, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so still sticking with prediction, Afghanistan.
I think South Africa, but it'll be close.
It'll be close. I still say Afghanistan could win.
South Africa. Though I'd want Afghanistan to go on a high.
Sure.
I think South Africa winning this one. So yeah, that's what.
I'm going with Afghanistan because I think Temba's injury might actually bring about a lot of careful in their batting lineup.
It'll help South Africa.
Poor Temba. Why does he get so much hate?
Not hate. He's as I said, he's a non-playing captain. Kya hate? His form actually, he was in decent form during that home series against Australia. The World Cup, he's just forgotten all of that.
There, if I'm not wrong.
Temba is a big game player. We'll do well in the semi-final.
Chalo, we'll see.
Okay, so we'll join you for the match end. Let's see how it goes. That's the problem, big stadiums. Even 15-20,000 seems as if it's empty. That's the problem. So freaking awesome. Yes, happy Diwali, happy Dhanteras to all of you guys also.
Chalo,
We'll
we've
be
got
there.
something to attend, yeah. Chalo,
We have.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. Nandri from all of us. See you in the match end.